One of the most contentious campaigns this fall, but a new poll shows a clear frontrunner between SDSU West and Soccer City. The 10 News Union Trib poll shows a majority of voters are in favor of Measure G. That's the SDSU plan. 10 News reporter Matt Boone has a closer look at those numbers.
Vanessa, no football game out here this Sunday evening, but with no cars, you can really get a sense of how big this property is. About 200 acres from the stadium down to the trolley stop and the riverfront area. A lot is at stake here. Each measure needs over 50% to pass, but with 3 weeks away from the election, only one seems to have enough support so far. Of the 800 voters surveyed, 57% were in favor of passing Measure G, which would allow the city to sell most of the land for an expansion of the SDSU campus. As for Measure E, only 32% of those surveyed said they would vote yes, though 20% were still undecided.
They're in real trouble before Election Day.
Laura Fink is a spokesperson for the Yes on G campaign. She calls this a once-in-a-generation opportunity to increase access to SDSU, which could have ripple effects throughout the region.
We want to expand that educational opportunity because we know that qualified students from right here in San Diego are getting turned away every year. We want to open those doors of education to them, and we want to invest in our economic future.
But the SDSU West plan has not been solidified yet. It would likely include a 35,000-seat football stadium, along with 4,500 units of housing as well as some office and retail space. Renderings for the Soccer City plan, however, are much more defined. Plans call for at least one stadium with land set aside for a second. It would also include about 4,800 units of housing, twice as much office space as SDSU West, and 7 times as much retail. Representatives for the Yes on E campaign declined to speak to us today about the poll, but issued a statement saying, quote, Measure E is the only plan that will deliver Major League Soccer, a sports and entertainment district, river park, and a transit-oriented live-work neighborhood, all without a dime of taxpayer money. Now, a lot could still change in the next 3 weeks. If both of these measures end up getting more than 50%, then the one with the most votes would end up succeeding. In a scenario in which neither of them pass that threshold, then the city would retain ownership of the property and they would decide what to do with it, though legal challenges could certainly be filed in any of these situations. Reporting in Mission Valley, Matt Boone, 10 News.